The Year to Their podcast, it's time to start the show. Be sure to hold on tight, here we go. Exploring all the different Disney destinations. Year to Their, it's time to start the fun.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ear to Their podcast, Walt Disney World Word of the Week. I'm your host, Phil Gramlich, and each and every week, I will bring you a different Walt Disney World word, and then give you tips, hints, tricks, background, history, all kinds of fun stuff about that word. All right, and without further ado, I believe that's a French word. I don't know. Let's get right into it. This week's Walt Disney World Word of the Week is brought to you by the letter P. P for pizza. And I already know what you're saying. If you're like me, if you're from the Northeast, if you're from New York City, or if you're from Chicago, you are saying, forget it. Walt Disney World doesn't have good pizza. The pizza is just lousy. And guess what? In the not so long ago past, you probably would have been right. But now Disney has upped their pizza game. And looking back a moment ago, I probably didn't say probably. I probably said probably, but I'm leaving it in. Hey, listen, sometimes we make mistakes. I'm leaving that in there. Anyway, let's talk about pizza. So pizza, like the alphabet, was invented by the Phoenicians. No, it wasn't. That's a Spaceship Earth joke for you guys who didn't get it. I'm sorry. Let me get serious now about pizza. I am apparently having a hard time staying on task already, and I'm like a minute and a half into this episode of the show. Okay, so where can you find good pizza in Walt Disney World? And instead of saving the best for last, I'm going to talk about the best pizza in Walt Disney World first. I think that makes the most sense. And of course, the best pizza in all of Walt Disney World can be found in, drumroll please, let me see if you can hear this drumroll. That was a good drum roll. Anyway, it is at Via Napoli. Of course it is, in Epcot's Italy Pavilion. What is not to love about Via Napoli? Huge, huge wood-burning ovens. They cook pizza the right way. Super fresh ingredients. Tons of different pizza types, pizza toppings. But just a fair warning, these pizzas are big and they are on the expensive side, on the pricier side, but you're going to need like 5 or 6 people to polish one off. So I think it all kind of equals out in the end. And as I said on this show before, the water is flown in from Pennsylvania, actually. It's not from Naples. But apparently the water that they fly in from Pennsylvania is from a natural spring. And that natural spring's mineral content mimics or is very, very similar to the mineral content in the water found in Naples. So this is as close to real Italian pizza that you would find in Naples that you can find pretty much anywhere in the country. So I said it before, not only does Via Napoli have the best pizza in Walt Disney World, it is the best pizza maybe in all of Florida. Okay, so a couple of years ago, the whole pizza conversation began and ended with Via Napoli. The other places like Pizza Planet weren't great quality pizza. The pizza delivery that you would get to your room from Walt Disney World was simply just not good pizza. It actually still isn't. Hey, here's an insider tip, and this doesn't really have anything to do with Walt Disney World. If you are in your resort hotel room on Disney property and you are not going out for the night, you want to order pizza and have it delivered to your room, skip the Disney pizza delivery service. The pizza's not as good. It's super expensive. I would recommend instead jumping on your smartphone and searching for Giordano's. It's a pizza place that is from Chicago. They've branched out. They have a location in Kissimmee that delivers to Walt Disney World. They have both the deep dish Chicago style pizza and thin crust pizza. It's way less expensive and way better. There you go. There's your pizza insider tip from me. Okay, moving on to more pizza in Walt Disney World. One place that's getting really good reviews from people that I've talked to, I haven't actually been there yet. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago when I had Chuck Rodriguez on a podcast, he was talking about this place, is Blaze Pizza in Disney Springs. Now, Blaze has the make your own pizza, which is really popular over there. And they also have a menu with 8 or 10 different varieties of pizza. People really, really are enjoying that place. Again, I haven't been there, so that's one on my list. I'm going down in a couple of days, so that is on my... Actually, when you were listening to this episode, if you listen to it on the day that it's released, I will actually be in Walt Disney World. Not to brag, but if you were listening to this on Wednesday, the day it is released, I am in Walt Disney World, and you might not be. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to rub it in, but yes, that's where I am. Okay, so more pizza. So Wolfgang Puck has 2 different locations in Disney Springs that have high quality pizzas. You can either stop by Wolfgang Puck's Grand Cafe at the west side of Disney Springs, or you can stop by Wolfgang Puck Express, which has several different pizzas available as well. And I would get the pepperoni from there. I'm just saying, Wolfgang Puck is known for his pizzas, so those are 2 great options if you're looking for a pizza in Disney Springs. Okay, other locations. So I'm going to talk about this one because it's more for the ambiance and the location than the pizza itself. But there is pizza served here, or as they call it, flatbread in this location. So it's Pinocchio Village House in the Magic Kingdom. Now, they have a few different flatbread options. I usually go with the pepperoni flatbread. It's decent. It's a decent slice of pizza if you're really craving pizza in Magic Kingdom. But the thing here is the view. Grab whatever food you want to get, whether it's the flatbread pizza or not. And if you're picture you're facing the counter at Pinocchio's, go to your left as far as you can go, all the way to your left, and find a table next to the huge window that looks down on It's a Small World's loading area. It's one of mine and my family's favorite places to eat in all of Walt Disney World. You get to sit down, you relax with your food, with your drink, and you watch all of the guests loading and unloading from It's a Small World. You can wave to them. They see you. You see them. It's really cool. My kids love it. Did you hear that? That was my phone. My phone going off in the middle of the podcast. I really should put it on mute. Anyway, go to Pinocchio's, go for the food, but stay for the view of It's a Small World. It's really a unique place to eat lunch. Other places are like that. Like Pizza Rizzo in Hollywood Studios has decent pizza. Again, by Northeast, by New York, by Chicago standards, it's not exactly hit it out of the park style pizza, but the location and the decoration and the atmosphere and everything are worth having lunch or dinner in that spot. So go, it's to Pizza Rizzo. It's good pizza, not great, but the atmosphere kind of makes up for that. Now, I've talked about my last one that I want to talk about before. It isn't going to be the last time I talk about it because I am such a big fan of it. And of course, the location I am talking about is Artist Palette over at Saratoga Springs. And they have 2 really fun pizza options, right? The first one that they have is a breakfast flatbread. And that is a regular flatbread topped with sausage gravy, scrambled eggs, crumbled bacon, and cheese. So really, is there a better way to wake up in the morning than a breakfast pizza? I think not. So give that one a try on your next trip over there. And they also have a bunch of other flatbreads for lunch and dinner over there. They have the Italian flatbread, the sausage. I don't even know what that is. Peppadew flatbread? What's Peppadew? I don't know what that is, but they have that. They have the regular cheese flatbread, the pepperoni flatbread. So they have the spinach, chicken, and artichoke flatbread. But my favorite, as I've mentioned a bunch of times, is the cheeseburger flatbread. And no, I don't know why I said cheeseburger, like cheeseburger. But that is ground beef topped with onions, pickles, American cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, mayo, ketchup, and mustard. And if you're like me, your first reaction is, ew, that sounds gross, and I'm not getting it. That was my reaction for almost a week. Until I got it, and I flipped out, and I love it, and we've stayed at that resort a couple times since, and I've gotten that thing for lunch and for dinner. Anytime I'm in Artist Palette, that is my go-to. So give it a try. I'm telling you, it sounds weird, it sounds strange, but it's delicious. It's basically like somebody got a cheeseburger and then got a hammer and like flattened it out. That's what it is. So there you go. They are my favorite places to get pizza in all of Walt Disney World. And that is going to do it for this week's Walt Disney World Word of the Week. As always, thank you so much for listening. It is always greatly appreciated. I'm a big pizza fan. I love pizza. We eat pizza on the weekends almost every weekend at my house. When I was growing up, we had pizza parties on Friday nights with my aunts and my cousins. We would all get together and have pizza. So, of course, pizza kind of brings me back to my childhood. So I love getting it in Walt Disney World. And hopefully this episode will give you a little to think about and a couple new locations to try on your next Disney vacation. And if you go and you didn't like any of these pizzas, well, then this was Johnny Shortsleeve giving you his top pizza places in Walt Disney World. So thank you again for listening. And if you did enjoy this episode, please just tell someone about it. Who doesn't like pizza, right? So go tell your pizza fan, your pizza friend, your whoever likes pizza in your life. Tell them about this episode. Share this with them. I'd really appreciate that. So thanks in advance. And just remember, there will be a new Walt Disney World Word of the Week each and every Wednesday morning, as well as a new episode of the regular Ear to There podcast. That'll be each and every Monday morning. So until next time, thank you again so much for listening. Have a great week. Bye-bye.